Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Hope all is well, guys. Love and light. Cold out here in New York. We talking about 32 degrees cold. Yeah. I'm actually here at this auto glass spot, waiting to get my glass installed. Somebody shattered the whole uh, back of my car window. The whole glass. They shattered the whole glass. You know, this is this is what happens when you live in New York, man. It's just crazy. Random shit always happens here. Another reason why I got to get myself out of New York City. It's like you making money to spend money on shit that you don't expect. You know. So yeah, it's costing me $500 to install this glass on my car. Thank God they had it. I had to get it. They had to order it from PA, so I was waiting a couple of days before they delivered it, and they finally got it. So now I'm having it done right now as we speak. But yeah, so guys, I just want to give you guys an update, man. As you guys know, I was in DR for a short period of time. I would say like 6 days, like almost 2 weeks ago. So, with that being said, I will be back April 1st through April 30th. Yeah, I'll be back for 30 days. And I need this time, man. I need this time to just decompress, from all the anxieties here, man. New York City is just, though, if for those of you guys who live here, if you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'll be in DR for 30 days, Puerto Plata, and I plan on moving around. I did plan on going, to the Philippines. I was gonna break up my time, 2 weeks in DR, 2 weeks in the Philippines, but it's not looking like I'm gonna be heading to the Philippines only because, my girlfriend's in school. I thought she was gonna be out of school in April, because usually spring break is in April, and she's not going to be out until May, and I'm not going to be able to get the vacation time for May. So I took a month off. I have a whole month, so I'm trying to figure out, whether or not I'm going to hit up another country, So I still have time to figure it out, and I still have some time to do a little bit of research. So I'll let you guys know whether or not I will be dividing my time 2 weeks in DR and 2 weeks somewhere else, I've been traveling to DR for about 8 years. And since I've been building, my house and doing this whole construction, I really haven't been nowhere else but DR, So, I might head out to another country while I'm in DR. Might be Colombia. I've never been to Colombia, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. And I just spoke to my builder. I'm waiting on the numbers for the roof. This is my second estimate, and more than likely, I'm gonna go with my new builder. As I said, guys, yeah, I've changed up a few builders only because I'm trying to go with who has the better price. You know what I mean? So that if people are coming through me, that you're getting a good deal. You know what I mean? The last thing I want to do, man, is refer somebody to a builder and they price gouging. You know what I mean? It happens a lot. So I'm very, very aware of it. But yeah, I'm waiting on those numbers for the roof. I'm getting an estimate on the roof. Basically, what I'm going to be doing this time around is the roof. They got to install the electric, and then I'm going to do a wall, secure the whole home, probably do an 8-foot wall. So I'll have those numbers tomorrow. So I will give you guys an update on how much that's going to cost me so that you guys, know if in case you're looking to get a roof done and etc. All right. So I have those numbers for you guys tomorrow. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I mean, this is the longest I have been able to get this amount of time off. 30 days. I know it goes by fast. So, like I said, if I don't break up my time and go to another country, I'll probably just move around in DR. Yeah, you know, I might go to Barahona. Not might, because that's one of the places that I wanted to visit. My boy Chamo's from Barahona, so I think we're gonna hit up Barahona. See what the culture's like, see what the women are like. And expose you guys to that. I always say, to you guys that uh, if you're spending, more than 2 weeks in DR, you should be moving around, and spreading out, your time in different cities, to see what the culture and women and food is like, and other cities, opposed to just staying stuck on the North Coast, Puerto Plata, Cabarete, So I always try to, move around. So yeah, once I get everything done with my builder in terms of how much is everything going to cost me and how much I need to dish out, at that point, I'll probably just head out to another city, and then come back to Puerto Plata just to check up on, on the progress of the work. Yeah. J-Day Colombia is good. I'm excited for you. Yeah, I've never been to Colombia, man. I've never been. And to fly from DR to Colombia, I did my research. I mean, you can find depending on the time of the year, you could find a round trip ticket, anywhere between $200 to $300, which ain't bad. So yeah, I definitely like to see what that's about. So yeah, yeah. I still got a little time. I'm actually preparing myself now, so that when and then that's another thing, guys. I got my apartment in DR too. So I gotta furnish the apartment, finish furnishing it. I've been looking on Marketplace almost every day, because people post stuff on Marketplace every day. I still gotta buy a couch. I still gotta buy a table, especially if I'm gonna be there for 30 days. By the time I leave DR, I wanna make sure my home is, my apartment is fully furnished, you know? Yeah, so I got to do that. So I'm gonna do a lot of vlogging. And when I was there 2 weeks ago, I didn't really have a lot of time. I was only there for 6 days, so my time was kind of limited. On top of my mom's being sick, so I had to, nurture her back before I got her on the plane. You know what I'm saying? So, but this time, 30 days is a lot time, so y'all can expect, for me to be listing properties, land for sale. I done already started making, my connections and link, talking with some of my associates in Puerto Plata, letting them know, that I'm going to be out there, for 2 weeks or more, So I got a lot of properties and apartments and stuff that I'm going to be showcasing on the channel. So you guys, be sure to stay tuned for that as well. Barahona, I lived there when I was a child. Paricio, Los Patos, Paricio, eat some grapes from Barahona. Yeah, Luis, Chamo's from Barahona. He's from Barahona. His mom's is from there. That's where he's from. And he's got one thing I will say. When I did go, to Barahona. I drove from Puerto Plata to Punta Cana. Chamo drove. That took us 7 hours, and we stopped in Barahona. And there was this place in Barahona, man, that makes Johnny Cake Cake. I don't know if I'm sure you know what Johnny Cake Cake is, Louis. But yo, that was some of the best Johnny Cake Cake I ever had. It was like beef. The beef was just so tender and moist, and it was just like, I still have the taste of that beef in my mouth. But it was like fried dough, and you eat it with the beef. And we had that in Barahona. But I didn't get a chance. Like I said, I've been in Barahona, but I didn't have it was just passing through. We was just passing through. So this time around, I'll be able to experience, get a little taste of Barahona for sure. Of course, go to San Rafael also. And yeah, I pretty much, that's one thing I tell you guys, and those who haven't traveled to DR, or just it's always good to try to link up with a local, somebody that you can trust, and that way you get they'll take you all over, and that way you get the full experience, the DR experience, man. That's the idea. I no longer travel to Dominican Republic as a tourist. I'm one of those people. I get a rental car, and I go about my business. And if you one of those people that's afraid to drive, I mean, how are you going to learn, Dominican Republic and the streets, and how you gonna learn if you don't get out there and just do it? You know what I mean? I'll tell you, my second time around of traveling to DR, I think my third time I was getting rental cars and going. I'm a type of person, like, I look at landmarks as to guide me along the way, and Puerto Plata is really not hard to learn. Especially if you just trying to get to point A to B. Jumbo and like local little spots. But if you one of those people that's really really adventurous, and I just don't recommend navigating in the barrios at night, man. The streets are small as shit. I've gotten to an accident trying to navigate myself in the barrio at night, and started getting paranoid as hell. You know what I'm saying? Don't do what I do, but it has happened. It has happened for sure. But yeah, I love. Let me see. I love Yaniki, although I can't eat too much the carbo. Go to Bahia de las Aguilas. Yo, Louis, you killing me with the Spanish, bro. Remember, you got to do baby steps with me, man. Aguilas de da Jabon, Punta Rusia, and eat some lobster. Yo, I don't know if you guys seen that lobster that I ate in Maimon. Lobster was fire, and I got it for a good price. So I'm definitely gonna check out these spots, Louis, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check them out. And some rivers, some beaches, and I hear Barahona has a lot of Afro Latinas too. So yeah, my boy is black Dominican, so I'm sure there's a lot of women of color in that part of Dominican Republic for sure. I used to drive for my friends when they come from the USA because they don't like to drive here. A lot of Americans don't like driving in DR. I think what scares them the most is the motor concho. Is the motor concho. I think what scares them the most. And what I say, me when I'm driving, you just always have to be aware of the motor concho. So I'm constantly looking in my view mirrors. You have to constantly look especially when you are, you know, when you are switching lanes. You got to make sure you are looking in those mirrors, man, because the motor conchos be coming out of nowhere. They do. And then next thing you know, you'll find yourself in an accident. Because this happened, this one dude, I didn't see him, he just came out of nowhere. And, he ran into me and was demanding money. And this shit was in a barrio, so I'm just like, yo, I ain't want no problems. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing to do is just give them a couple of dollars and go about your business, man. If you ever face in that situation, just give them a couple of dollars and go about your business. And that's what I did. I think I gave him like 1,000 pesos. He said his light was, and it was a little bit more than what I was supposed to give him. But as I said, I'm in a barrio, so you do it, pay him and just go. But then I gave him $1,000, and then he started looking in his pocket and shit, and started pulling out his phone, and it's like I cracked his phone too. I'm like, nah, bro, take this mil peso and go about your business, And he did. I said, yo, I ain't got no more money. No dinero. No más dinero, papi. That's it. And I kept it moving. Yeah. It's 10 of y'all. Be sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Yo, you was talking about Banal. There's this place on that I be checking out. Cause one thing I do enjoy, I mean, I can't I can dance bachata. I mean, I know a little bit of basic step, you know what I'm saying? But the art of bachata, man, is in the footwork. And I love to just sit and watch how they move. You know, the footwork is just crazy. But I think there's this place in Banal where they be dancing. You know, I see it on TikTok and a lot. So it's a place that I want to visit. I was telling Chamo about. I forgot the name of the city, but they have rivers and stuff there, and you know it's nice. And that's what I tell you guys all the time. Check out, y'all gotta visit a lot of the rivers. DR has so many rivers, so many beautiful rivers, and that's one of the things that I enjoy doing, like going to the river on Sunday. My one of my favorite rivers is Rio Jamal Norte La Presa. It's actually one of the biggest rivers in Dominican Republic. But on Sundays, man, Saturdays, Sundays, it be crazy. It be crazy. Like you know now I'm so accustomed to doing it now. Like I already know what I got to do. Like I prepare everything, especially like what I know. Once I know, okay, I want sancocho or fish, whatever it be. We season everything the night before, and I tell people this. You know, it's better you have somebody season your stuff before you get there, because the people there that's working, that's cooking the food, they only there to make money. You know what I'm saying? So they not putting their heart and their love into to preparing the food. You know, and trust me, I'm telling you this from experience. You know, from the first time that I went there, like I had bought fish and shrimp and shit. Yo, the lady fried the shrimp with the shells on it, didn't devein the shrimp. I'm like, yo, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then demanded a tip afterwards, bro. I'm just like, nah, we not doing that. We not doing that. And then, you know, she did I tried her twice. We went to her twice because when you go to Rio Jamal La Presa, you know, you have like it's like different stalls. So, you know, you have different stores of people like waving you to come to their store so they can cook for you. You know what I'm saying? So we went to her twice. First time, I made I had her do a sancocho, bought all the meat and shit, you know, salchicha, all of that. For those of you guys who don't know what salchicha is, it's like sausage, longanisa. So I'm eating the sancocho, and I'm telling Chama, I'm like, yo, where's the longanisa and salchicha? You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yeah, you did buy it. So Chamo went and told her in Spanish, like, he bought, you know, salchicha and longanisa, right? And he said you didn't put it in the sancocho, and they're gonna say, oh, yeah, you guys said you were coming tomorrow, so we saved it for tomorrow. You know, we're gonna serve it tomorrow. You know, when you guys come tomorrow. So yo, we go the next day. This time around is when I bought the shrimp, you know, and the fish, and that's when she, you know, didn't season it well enough, and the fucking fried the shrimp with the shells and shit. So my boy was like, "Yo, where's the salchicha and the, you know, and the sausage that you said you was gonna serve? Oh, we gonna bring it out. We gonna bring it out." Make a long story, they never brought the shit out, you know. So they ended up eating, you know, what I bought. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then after it was all said and done, she gonna tell Chamo, oh, ask demanding a tip. My boy was like, oh, don't worry, we coming back tomorrow. We had no intentions on coming back tomorrow. And yeah, we never went back to them again. You know, so these are the kind of things that happens even as a local. Just because, you with the local don't mean that another local is not going to try to pull a okey doke on another local, especially if they see them with a gringo. If they see with, no matter, that's why I try to, when I'm doing transactions, most times I usually have my friend do it, and I try to be nowhere in sight. You know what I mean? Because once they see you with a gringo, the price automatically goes up. You know what I mean? Especially if you with a local that's not really aggressive and is gonna, talk them down. Like, nah, you're not doing this. This is my friend. You know what I mean? Those are the kind of, locals you need to be around. Aggressive ones is gonna speak up for you when, you encounter people trying to get over on you. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna read some of these comments. Merleyful Cruise, but now it's beautiful places. There's a lot of rivers and waterfalls. All right, so I gotta, so that's what I might do. I mean, y'all tell me, what do y'all think I should do? I got a month off. Should I spend my whole month in DR and just travel around DR and expose y'all to different cities, or should I break up my time, do 2 weeks in DR, or do 2 weeks somewhere else? I mean, I have the options and I have the time. So y'all tell me what y'all think I should do. What y'all I'm gonna go. Y'all tell me what y'all think. For those of you who think I should just spend my whole month in DR and just travel around to different cities, say DR. If those of y'all who think I should hit up another country and spend 2 weeks in another country, say hit up another country. Let me know. Yeah, because now I'm preparing, and that's another thing. If I do spend 2 weeks in a whole month in DR, you know, I already said one of my biggest problems, is and I say it all the time when I go there, trying to limit my spending, man. Limiting my spending, trying to live there like as if I'm living as living there full time. You know what I'm saying? Because once you live in there full time, you can't, I mean, if you got it like that, and I'll be the first to tell you, I don't got it like that. So for me, it's easy to run through $2,000 in 2 weeks when you on vacation. But if you there for a whole month, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, limit your spending, So I already said what I plan on doing is, shipping some stuff down, mainly essentials, I already have an apartment, so I really haven't bought, like all the stuff that I need to make myself comfortable, and all the necessities and soaps and dish detergent and laundry detergent. I gotta buy all that shit, So I'm just trying to, I got the approval from I got the approval for my job, for my vacation yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So now I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't thinking they was gonna give me 30 days, So now that I know I got 30 days, we're in the middle of what, February? So I got pretty much a month and a half to, to get all the shit that I need and get it shipped down before I get to DR. So, yeah, I got the time is of the essence, because before you know it, April 1st will be here. Let me see. Melif Cruz, you should go to Banal, Harabacoa, and Constanza. Go to the Pico Duarte. All right, you know what? So I guess that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to spend the 30 days in DR, and I'm going to spread out my time a little bit. Definitely going to go to Banal. I'm definitely going to go to Banal. I try to hit up the little cities along the way, Maybe 1 or 2 cities going and then 1 or 2 cities coming back. You know what I'm saying? Just to give you guys a taste of, DR. Because I've been to Samana. I told you guys, for those of you who don't know, I found Samana to be kind of boring, Don't get me wrong. I mean, it was just boring to me. I'm going to be honest. Maybe if you are married and you got to, like you in a relationship, it's probably for that couples. It kind of gives you couples vibe. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I went with my girl and we were still kind of bored, But everybody's saying Las Terrenas, where I have yet, and that's I kind of regret that. Like, I went all that way to Samaná and I didn't go to Las Terrenas, and it was just like right there, I should have went. But yeah, I think for me, Samaná was boring. But I did visit Samaná. I've been to Santo Domingo. I've been to Bani. I've been to San Francisco de Marcari. San Francisco de Marcari is a beautiful city. Houses is nice, and one thing I will say, that city is very, very, very clean. Like I couldn't. I'm like, damn. You like, when you go to certain parts of DR, you find a lot of loitering and shit. And San Francisco DeMarcadee, nah, that city was very clean. Like the calles were clean, the houses was nice. I mean, maybe I didn't see the barrios of San Francisco DeMarcadee, but what I did see was clean. It's a nice city, nice city. Quiet, what I'm saying, real quiet, but nice. And then if you travel in there as a tourist, you're gonna like you stick out like a sore thumb because and the people are very welcoming and warming, man. They just happy to have, a tourist visiting, their city. You know what I'm saying? And my boy that's from there, they call San Francisco de Margari Casa de Cacao, which is called translated in English is home of the chocolate because they produce a lot of chocolate out of San Francisco de Margari. And when I went, my boy, his family had a shitload of cacao, and I had never had like it was crazy because there's a fruit. The fruit that produces chocolate, I actually had the opportunity to taste it for the first time. It tasted amazing. I mean, the taste of it, I had never experienced that kind of a taste. I can't even describe to you what it tastes like, but it was amazing. But what really like baffled me about the fruit, my boy was like, where the chocolate comes from? I'm like, nah, where does it come from? He's like, it comes from the seeds. It's the seeds of the fruit that produces the chocolate, which is crazy to me. Yeah. So that right there was, just experiencing that alone, is that my car? Yeah, experiencing that alone, man, is part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always say, move around and visit different places. And y'all know, for those of you guys who visited DR, you said which city, Gov TV show. You said which city? If you're referring to the chocolate, Casa de Cacao, it's called San Francisco de Marcari. That's the name of the city. But yeah, DR, there's so many different cities that you guys can visit. And as I said, man, you know, to rent an Airbnb for a weekend to go, you're talking minimal $30, $15. You know what I'm saying? Depends on the kind of luxury you want, but it doesn't cost a lot of money. And then also, if you're one of those people that don't like driving, you got Carib tours. My car is ready. For those of y'all just tuning in, I was just telling everybody, I got on the live. This is my car. Somebody broke the glass of my back window, man. They broke it, shattered the whole fucking glass. You know, the anxieties of living in New York City. Yeah, shattered the whole glass. So I had to come to this spot, and that's one thing I will say. I mean, living in New York, guys, it has its pros and cons. When it comes to accessibility for pretty much anything, you can get it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I managed to get a whole new glass for the car, and this is the original factory tint. I didn't even have to pay for it to be tinted. It cost me $500 to get this window. Yeah. I was just telling my viewers, man, somebody just broke the black glass. Yeah, a random.
Yeah, do I see it all day long?
Yeah, I got in my car and I didn't even realize it. I looked in my view mirror and the fucking glass, the whole black was shattered. Yeah. But
It was all without.
yeah, but listen, the Mercedes-Benz would have killed me.
Oh, yeah.
They would have killed me. Man, I know. Yeah, so I'm on my way I gotta pay for this glass, and then I'm on my way to work, man. But this is what happens, and this is one of the reasons why I gotta get the hell out of New York City, guys. Gotta go. Got to go. Sharonda Checo, what's going on? Oh my God, JD, you're in the Bronx? Nah, I'm in Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn. What's that?
400.
400? Yeah. Just making sure. You good? Good to go?
You see it? Yes,
Thanks,
got it. All
brother.
right.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
How's the
You
Wrangle?
got tape off for 3 days.
Uh-huh.
No car wash for 3 days.
No car wash
Yeah.
and keep the tape on for 3 days.
Yep.
All right. Thanks a lot, man.
Okay, thanks.
You too.
Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, but it's always something. You'll lose your shit in New York City for real. You know. Nah, I do have full coverage on my car, but I have a $1,000 deductible, and it only cost me $5 to get the window. So I didn't want to go through my insurance company for that. I didn't want to do that. And then when you go through your insurance company, they want to raise your premiums. It's just always something. Last time I went through my insurance, it was no fault, and my insurance went up about 50 extra dollars. For what? Never had an accident or anything. you know it's just always something, guys. Salute again. What career do you have that lets you off for 30 days? Everybody asking me that. And you know what? I'm going to tell you guys, for those of you guys who are looking for work, in New York primarily, I work for New York City Health and Hospitals. I work in psychiatry. I'm a behavioral health associate. So, working for the city, we accumulate a lot of time. Now we have an option. I mean, in my job, I make I make a lot of money. I make decent money. I'm not gonna say a lot, but I make decent because of the overtime. I'm not salaried, so I make a lot of overtime. So now, when it comes to the overtime, we have options. We can either take the money, or we can bank. We can work the overtime and bank it and use it for later. So now I get paid for 7.5 hours a day. Now, if I decide to bank the hours instead of taking it for overtime, those hours become 10 hours. You see what I'm saying? So, let's say I run out of annual time, which is holiday time. I always have the option of banking it and using it for later. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, working for this is how I'm able to go away, for a month, and as long as I have the time, my job will give it to me. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I'm able to do that. And the city is always hiring. For those of you guys who are looking for work, you can check out the website New York City Health and NYCHHC /careers. Always hiring for behavioral health associate, nurses. I mean, whatever, medical. And if you're in the medical field, yeah, you do overtime. Yeah, I do plenty of overtime. And put it this way, I work for the city, but I really am considering, because one thing about the city, like if I decided to go state, all my time transfers. I don't lose anything. You know what I'm saying? And if I decide to leave my city job and go to state, the city has to hold my position for 1 year. So if I go to the state and I don't like it, I can go back to the city. So it has its pros working for the city, man. It really does. And even like, if I decide, okay, like once, I keep telling you guys, I plan on moving to DR. If I decide to leave the city, I can leave for 1 year and go to DR and come back. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I have that option, to do that. But nah, once I'm going, guys, I'm going. And this is why, I am setting myself up now so that, once I get down there, it's no turning back. Like that's the last thing I want to do is turn around and come back. I'm curious, what's your plans for work once? Um Well, I got a lot of things going on. I got, I got my YouTube channel. I monetize, through YouTube. You know, all I have to do is really start pushing out more content. The more content that I push out, the more money I make through YouTube. And the only reason why I'm not putting out as much content as I would like to is because I'm working two jobs, so that I can finish up with the crib. But once I have more time in my hands, that will enable me to put out more content and then, more money. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Are you settled in DR? No, I'm not settled in DR as of yet. I'm working on that so that I can be, you know, putting all my things in place now, financial, stocks. I do have, residual income. I'm just not touching that right now until I'm ready. The last thing, I want to do is touch money that I don't have to touch. You see what I'm saying? And hold on to that for a rainy day, so that, if in case something happens, I have that. So I'm working on my, just expanding my YouTube channel, selling real estate in Dominican Republic. All those things will pretty much keep me afloat. Um, I won't have a mortgage once it's all said and done. For those of you guys who don't know, my doing my construction, my home, everything is pretty much been paid out of pocket. So once I'm done with my house, the only thing that I pretty much will be paying is, utilities. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I do hear, we've talked about that. Questions has definitely been raised about, utilities. Louis has told me he has, his light bill has fluctuated, up and down, up and down, up and down. So there's really no way of telling how much, you should be paying monthly, especially when your bill is, fluctuating. So, now that I know that, my plan is to, be self-sustainable, pretty much living off the grid, so that, I don't have to worry about those kind of things. And I tell people all the time, if you're building a home in DR, ideally you should be looking to get solar panels so that you can avoid the price gouging when it comes to paying electric, in Dominican Republic, because I'm hearing it's a major problem, especially if you're building a big house. And my house is, when it's all said and done, we're talking about 300 and like roughly 320 square meters, 5 bedroom, 4 bath with a pool. So it's going to take a lot of electricity, to keep that house running. And I gotta have my air conditioners. I don't know about y'all, but that's one thing that's not, that's not an option. Not an option. I gotta have ACs in my house and in pretty much every room. So when I do have guests over, I want them to be comfortable. So yeah, I gotta have a panels eventually, and a backup generator. All of these things. And that's another thing, guys. I'm not, one thing I do, because I do ship a lot of stuff to Dominican Republic, for those of you guys who don't know. So I'm always on Amazon. I got things in my shopping cart right now. And one of the things that I think you guys should invest in, for those of you who are in the building process, because you're gonna need it, you're definitely gonna need it, is a spray paint, a paint. I forget what they, a power painter. To paint your house pretty much, rather than hiring somebody to paint it. I seen one on Amazon for about $200. So I'm buying one of those and having it shipped down, because when you have a concrete home, you have to constantly paint over that concrete. You got to constantly paint over it. And one of the people that I rented an Airbnb from, an Italian couple, well, the husband was Italian and the wife was Dominican. And I rented that Airbnb several times, and I noticed they always had, the workers on ground painting and she said, because she asked me, she said, what do what colors you plan on painting? And I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to paint this and that. And she told me, she said, Just do all white. Do all white, she said, because no matter how good of a quality the paint it is, you're painting on concrete and the paint is gonna chip. So why waste your money on, high texture paint when it's not gonna last? You're gonna constantly have to paint over it. You know what I mean? It's concrete is different from, sheetrock. You know, sheetrock, when you paint on sheetrock, it lasts longer, much longer. She says, so you better off going white. But one thing I said I would do, even though I'm gonna do white, I'll just do accent walls. You know what I'm saying? I'll just do accent walls. So yeah, yeah, that's the route that I'm gonna go. You know. Let me read some of these comments. Jeff Hall, why not buy a second house and continue to rent out Airbnbs? Maybe come back to the States and work for a few more years. Uh, Jeff Hall, I'm tired, man. I'm 45 years old, and the time is now. At this point in my life, I don't give a shit about money. I don't. I don't really. For me at my age, you know what I'm saying. Less is more for me. I'll yeah, I'll be on a fixed income,